Hello,
Hello.
guys. How's it going? Scroll down on there. Always takes a second for it to actually start. So if you're on the replay, drop a replay. Let us know where you're watching from. Sorry.
Sarah keeps messing with this.
Okay. Oh, jeez. Is that good?
Whatever.
Well, no. Sorry, guys. There. Is that good?
It's still crooked.
No, it's crooked.
There. Now don't touch it.
Oh, no, I look taller than you.
Well, don't try to pan that way.
Okay.
Like you did last week.
Hi, guys.
What's up?
How's it going? Let us know where you're watching from. While we wait for some people to get on, and we have a whole bunch of questions to go over today. I have a feeling tonight is one of the nights I may cry just looking over the questions, and I don't know. I've just been feeling like off. I don't know if it's the winter or what, or being home too much, but sometimes I just get like
it's probably the what up,
down.
Amy?
Hey, Amy. Thanks for being here. We're so excited. We love these things, and I don't know. When we end them, we just feel like, how do you feel? I always feel like,
I hate that I have to
yeah,
leave.
It's just so fun. I don't know. It's just a fun thing for us to do together. Let us know in the comments, guys, so we know that the comments are working for you. What's one area of your home that needs some TLC, like needs some extra organization or decluttering going on? If you've been watching, I have been decluttering a lot. There's another video coming out next week. You know, I've just been decluttering a ton. Hi, Super Mommy of 4. Thank you. That's awesome. I'm glad you're here. Yeah, so there's still some areas that I really want to like fine tune. I want to do like our laundry room cabinet that's like built in, which has like all our tools and stuff. The garage will get some love this summer for sure. We're going to be doing some major decluttering. Hi, Cassie. Thank you. Yeah, so let us know what's an area. Amy said her tiny office. Yeah, I feel like, yeah, it's going to be crooked, guys. Sorry. Hi, Natanya. Is that how you say it? That's really pretty. Natanya. Natanya. That's beautiful. I love that. Add it to my baby names list. No. Yeah, let us know, guys. Well, we have a good amount of people on, so maybe we'll just jump right in. Before we start, I just wanted to let you guys know, I figure most of you guys know, but if not, I wanted to let you know because I know there's a lot of daycare providers on here. If you like these lives, I am like 99% sure you would love our Patreon lives, and I'm doing one this weekend. So I just wanted to let you guys know, in case you've been on the fence or didn't know about it, that for $5 a month, you can go on over to our Patreon, and as a thank you to you for supporting us on our channel and becoming a patron, you receive 3 chef-created recipes tested on the daycare, 2 lunches, and 1 breakfast. And they are all like super kid friendly, amazing, and they're beautiful printables with suggestions and ideas and stuff. And then for another $5, you get that, plus you get a live Q&A or training from me every month. And this Saturday at 1:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, if you're signed up before then, so I'd sign up soon so that you can make sure it's all, because we've had issues with like people having issues with Patreon processing it. So do it soon if you want. But I'm going to be talking about record keeping and like taxes, and I'm going to be going into great detail about what my systems are. So if you want to see that, I share a lot of stuff that I don't share on YouTube, way more thorough. People can ask me direct questions, kind of like this, but I go way more in depth as a thank you and just, you know, to help others. But it's just my way of being able to answer a lot of people's like specific questions that I just can't respond to an email anymore because I get so many questions every day. So just throwing that out there if you guys are interested. You can find it on our channel. I know it's, I don't know if it's probably under this video. I don't know how it works, but just a little plug in case you guys are interested. I just want to make sure everybody knew about it. So anyway, we're going to jump into the questions after we say some hellos. Hi, Nancy. Hi, Kathy. She runs a daycare in Ohio. Very cool. Nice. Tracy, hi. Laura, Mommy's Fabulous Logs. Hi, new to your channel. Thank you. Karina, We did the stuffed French toast 3 times already this week. That's awesome.
Nice.
That's from our Patreon. I'm glad you like it. Thank you. I'm so glad I found you on YouTube. You're such an inspiration to me. Thank you, Courtney. What state do we live in? Denise asks.
I don't know.
What state do we live in?
Oh.
It's like, what are you doing? It's not a secret.
Minnesota.
In Minnesota, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you betcha.
Anyway.
Don't you know? Isabella, hi. Pre-K
South
4
Carolina.
teacher in South Carolina. Tracy, what's the weather like in South Carolina?
I don't know.
I want to live in South Carolina.
I will live in
Just
Texas.
FYI. Okay, let's jump into some questions. We'll say hi to you guys as we go.
Question: how do you stay motivated to get to bed early, wake up early, stay productive on the weekends?
Okay, so most of you guys know that he goes to bed really early. I go to bed really early. He works really early. I work at 7. My girls get up between 5 and 6. Celia goes back to her room if she wakes up early until her clock turns green at 6. Bryony, I don't get up until like 6:20. And so I get up at 4, and from 4 to 5, I work on pretty much YouTube stuff, editing videos, some special stuff that's coming up that, if you're a patron, you will learn about on Saturday. But just, online business stuff. And then from 5 to like 5:40, I work on my Miracle Morning, which I feel like I'll be talking a lot about because you guys had a lot of questions about it. And then 5:40 to 6, I get ready, and then 6 to 7 is like getting the girls up and ready for the day. So how do I stay motivated to go to bed early? I'm like dead to the world by 8 o'clock. So most of the time we're like, we'll just go to bed because it's like either I'm going to fall asleep on the couch or I fall asleep in bed.
Right.
I'd rather fall asleep in bed, but I have been.
There's times where I've come home in the past week where she's dead on asleep on the couch, and I'm like, I'm not gonna bother waking you up.
Yeah. And how do I get motivated? It's been a year since I started waking up at 4, and the reason I started doing that was I had a lot of goals and things I wanted to accomplish that weren't getting accomplished because I was so tired at night. So I thought, why not wake up earlier, like go to bed basically the same time when I'm already exhausted anyway, and then wake up at like 7 hours later. So I'm still getting 7 hours of sleep. And so, and I just really liked it. I liked how I felt having that time to myself in the morning. And for me, the motivation to check something off my list is huge. Like to take it off my plate. I use that phrase all the time, on my plate, off my plate. Like when something's on my plate, it's weighing me down. So if I can get up early and knock out some stuff, I start my day like feeling accomplished. And that's really motivating to me. And it's kind of reverse motivating to me as well, because I know if I get up early, I know I won't have to worry about it later. And so that feels good to me, I guess. Like I'm always like, what can I do to get ahead? Probably to a fault, and then the weekends, sometimes I do stuff, sometimes I don't. Like it really just depends. Mostly every Saturday I'm filming during nap, but sometimes like this weekend I'm going to be filming, but I'm also making my vision board, which I'm really excited about. So I try to also like combine the things I love to do with filming a video, and so it's like killing 2 birds with 1 stone,
I suppose.
Can
I answer?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess how do I get and stay motivated? If you guys watched our last live Q&A thing, I said that motivation is fleeting. It's just a matter of doing the damn thing, whatever it is. If you guys are, have longtime followers, health is a very serious thing for me, and exercising, that's like my top priority. Usually, if I can, I try to make it happen every day if I can. And I usually get up right about 4 o'clock with her too, or earlier, depending on what time I work. And it became just a habit. It takes like 21 days to develop a habit or something like that. So now it's just like a part of my routine. So, and if I miss it, it really messes my day up, and I get a weird funk. So my motivation is just seeing the changes in my body, honestly, and that's what keeps me going.
Feel good.
Yeah, and that gives me the drive more than anything. So
Cassie asked, did you train yourself to get up that early gradually or just jump right in? For me personally, I just jumped right in.
I think cold turkey works best.
Yeah.
I would probably just adjust your sleep a little bit so you get at least, you know, whatever you function the best off of, because everybody's a little different.
And I don't want everybody to like see our life and be like, that's the ideal, or like, that's what I want. Like, we have specific goals in mind. I don't plan to wake up at 4 forever. Maybe, you know, I do enjoy it, but like, if we got to a point where we had different jobs or something and we could like move our whole day a little later, I would not mind that.
I think
it's just
once the girls are of age where they can get themselves ready and, you know, get themselves on the bus or what have you, I think that'll definitely push things back a little bit.
Maybe, yeah, I don't really know.
It depends on what's going on in their lives, like she just said. So
yeah, I don't know. But yeah, we just cold turkey. And he was already going to bed early, so I was like, I'll just like get on his rhythm.
Like right now, I'm supposed to be like about winding down and going to bed about half an hour, but because Celia has her little church.
Don't you work at 8 tomorrow?
I do, but I get dead tired by around this time. So she has her church thing tonight, and I'll be laying her down. But normally, this is
normally the girls are getting laid down right now.
It's the world time. So we can keep going on that, but let's go.
Well, just wait, because Tamara asked. Let's see. Do you ever do your miracle morning in bed, or do you move yourself to another location? I do not do it in bed because I know I would fall back asleep. So I go to the couch. I have my coffee. I have the lights like kind of dimmed, and it's just like a really relaxing, quiet.
You call this dimmed? I don't know.
Well, it's as dimmed as our living room can go. So
not really.
But yeah, and I like it. And that's why I start with my computer work, because it helps me wake up. And then I do my miracle morning after that. But I would not recommend doing it in bed, because I think
there was something that said that you shouldn't. It was one of the meditation books or something that I was listening to, because you're too cozy, you're too like literally in your comfort zone. So they want you out of there where you get some work done.
Right.
Envisioning and meditation done. But anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
So this next question, so that kind of knocked out a bunch of questions that we had.
Yeah.
So this one has been a reoccurring question, and this will answer, I think, a few questions. How is keto going for you? Any new meals you've been doing for it? And then
Nancy just asked,
how long do you see yourself doing the keto diet? I'm just learning about keto and not sure it's something I could do long term.
Okay. I'm probably still going to do a few keto videos here and there. I don't want our whole channel to be a keto channel, but you guys have been really interested in it.
No.
I no longer am considering myself a keto person, at least right now. What I'm doing now that like the transition back after Christmas has been rough for me. This week's been going really well, but after Christmas, it was really hard because I started trying to do intermittent fasting and keto again at the same time. And I was so hungry by lunch that I was like ravenous, and I would just like shove ravioli in my mouth. Like I had no self-control. And before I was doing really well because I did keto, and then I started doing intermittent fasting at separate times, which was a way better idea. Anyway, then we got a stomach bug. So I said, well, okay, I can't do keto when all I can literally get down is crackers and like toast. So that didn't work. So last week I kind of like dabbled, and then this week I've been back on it. But I've decided I'm going to do keto Monday through Friday and most of the weekends. But when I go to my mom's on Saturday nights, I'm going to indulge in whatever she's making, because I'm sick of her like having to change her menu for me and like feeling like I can't eat. And then if we go to his family, it's like there's just no options, and I don't want to pressure them to cater to me.
Yeah.
Or if I brought food to their house, I know they'd not be offended, but like they'd feel guilty, and I don't want people to feel guilty.
I don't know.
And I honestly don't think my body's getting into ketosis. I don't know. I don't really know for sure, but I think I've lost all this weight, mainly low carb, because I am taking supplements that have carbs in them because they have fruit. And, I wasn't sticking to under 20 grams. So I think I've been losing weight just on low carb. So I'm not going to be so stressed out about
fasting.
Intermittent fasting. So that's my 2 cents on it. And I don't see myself doing it forever. I do see myself doing lower carb for a long time because I like how I feel, and I think it's a good way of learning self-control for me personally. But I want to lose at least 10 more pounds, and then we'll see where I'm at. And I still am nursing, so like there's so many things that could still change hormonally for me that could affect things a lot. So.
And to answer the any new meals we've been doing for it, we just kind of did this thing where we took some cabbage, we cooked that down, and then we threw in some cooked chicken, and then we added what is it, Alfredo sauce. So it was like a pseudo chicken Alfredo.
Yeah, it was good.
I don't care what you say, guys. Zoodles are not that great.
Well,
honestly,
they're okay, but they're a lot of work, and
there's a lot of moisture that comes out of zucchini noodles, and you gotta be pretty quick with or plan for when you're gonna drop in certain things.
Spiralizer.
So it's yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, keep going.
Anyway, so this next question. Will you have more children? Will you continue to do daycare once your kids are in school?
So we've answered this. I feel like I'm gonna get emotional because I want to be open with you guys and authentic and transparent. And I also think about what if our girls watch this one day, you know, I want to be like cognizant of that. So do we want more children?
Yeah.
Yes. At least one. Where I'm at right now, had you asked me a year ago, I would have been like, of course, you know, like when Bryony was a newborn, it was a lot easier then. It wasn't easy, but it was easier. Now that she's a toddler and just dealing with both of them and their needs and their extreme emotional personalities, I want another child, but I'm honestly at a point where it's like, emotionally, I'm not sure I can handle it. Not right now. And that makes me, I don't know. And like admitting that is really hard. Like I've sat here a lot over the last few months wondering like, how do people with big families do it? Like, and granted, I think, you know, if I was a stay-at-home mom, I truly think it would be a lot different because I work with my children, and I know a lot of you guys are daycare providers and can probably relate with this. So I have to try to parent full-time and do my job full-time. And a lot of times they get in the way of each other. Meaning, you know, sometimes Bryony wants more attention than I can give her. And Celia acts out a lot more during daycare than she ever does. And even so, like if the other kids weren't here, I could deal with that a lot better. But when you have 6 other kids, you know, who need you too, and you have one acting up, it's just like really hard. And it's this guilt thing because they're yours. But then it also is like this like annoyance because you're like, why can't you just behave? Like, I don't understand. And so I know personally I cannot handle 3 of my own in daycare with me full time. So it would not be until Celia's in kindergarten that we would have another baby.
Yep.
But I'm trying to be real with you guys. Like
that's the what we both agreed on is that Celia has to be in school.
Yeah.
Before we have.
Yeah.
Or you know, like in the process of going to, I think. But
I don't know.
I don't know. It depends. Every day, the answer is different every week. Honestly.
I'm trying to be authentic with you guys. Like, I want another child for sure. I just second guess. Like, first of all, pregnancy with Bryony was so hard, and I don't think I could do it right now with her being such a go, strong-willed toddler, and Celia being a very strong-willed, almost 4-year-old. Like, I just don't know how I would do it with him working the way he does. Like, I don't know physically how I would do it because I was so sick with Bryony.
Right.
So that's my answer. If you guys have any experience with that, like having children and wanting more, but the children you have, you love to pieces, and like, it's not like they're so hard. Like, how could I do it? It's like, how could I be the best parent to them and add another one? I just feel like right now, if we had a third right now, I couldn't be the best mom to them because they have such strong needs right now. They're girls, they're very emotional. And it takes a lot out of me. I'm not going to lie. Like some days I'm just like, I don't know how I'm ever going to have more children, but I know, you know, I know it will get easier in some ways. I pray. But I know there are lots of ways it will also get harder as they get older. So I don't know. It's just draining, you know, in a lot of ways to be giving so much of yourself all the time.
Yeah.
So let me know if you guys have experienced this. I don't know. I've honestly, like, are people with big families, are their kids easier? Are they stay-at-home moms? Like, how do people handle that? Like, I deal with daycare kids all day, and that's so much different than my own children. Karina said, it's okay. Everyone is different. Only God knows what you can handle. Thank you. Yeah. And it's a very, like, the fact that I'm not crying right now is really good because it's a hard thing. Like, when you desire a child, but you aren't sure if you should, you know, like, that's a hard thing. And I know he's different. He would do it right now, I bet, but he's not the one with them all the time. And that's where I really struggle. Courtney, it's hard, but you are one strong mommy. Thank you.
Hi, Courtney.
She has 4 kids. She's my friend. Okay. Anyway, do you have anything you want to add to that conversation?
No,
Do you feel the same, or do you feel like
I said I am ready whenever you decide to be ready. Cause
like you want, like, you could, if I said I'm ready right now?
yeah.
He's obviously not the one who's pregnant with them
No,
and nursing for a year. Like, then I think of all that, like, starting all over, and I'm like, I don't know if I can handle it. I don't know. I want another child. I'm like, maybe we'll just adopt because this, I don't know. I don't know. I want to adopt anyway, but Tracy, as a single parent to one child, y'all do an amazing job. Thank you. I don't know how you do it as a single mom.
Mm-hmm.
Kudos to you, man, woman, man, whatever. You say man, but okay. Anyway, okay. Moving on.
Ready?
Yes.
Okay. Are you and Sam going to teach the girls to speak Lao? No, because they've passed that window where they can get that cert. Well, not no, but like
not really.
I have a hard time speaking it, but I can like understand it and like translate it to Sarah pretty well. They've had to heard it like since birth for them to understand like
a lot,
like
be immersed in it.
But so we never let them stay with my grandparent, obviously my parents.
Never. But
like when they were that little for them to hear it.
That's true. They never stayed overnight as
when I was a kid, I was around my grandma, and that's my mom's side of the family who watched me, who spoke Lao a lot. So
I'm sure she pretty much only spoke it.
I heard it a lot, but I didn't speak it. I spoke English, so it's hard. I would love for them to learn a little bit, at least some basic things, but other than that, I really don't think I'm gonna be able to teach them at this point.
Yeah.
So,
do you ever experience sibling issues with your girls? Quite honestly, like, for the most part, I'd say no. Would you agree with that? For the most part.
The only issue we have right now is Celia is a little rough with her, more than I want to be, and I'm sure that happens. It's a normal thing.
Yeah.
But boy, is it scary when she's sitting on her, choking her out. Looks like, it looks like she's choking her. Honestly,
but honestly, she's like trying to cuddle her.
Right, but it's like cuddle her from the neck, you know, like this, and like dragging her down. It's scary.
Like one of the times though when it's like pushing the boundaries.
Right.
Like they're both boundary
we usually
pushers.
Have to watch her if she's trying to like.
For the most part,
really
like
hard.
Ever since Brian was born, that was something I was terrified of. Like, what if Celia feels neglected or jealous? And overall, it's not been an issue. Like, that's really only our only issue is that sometimes Celia's a little rough with her.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll have issues as they get older, but for right now, Celia rules the roost, and Brian doesn't fight back too much. So
no,
and she's really good at like helping teach her. She really does try. She's 3, so like it can only go so far, but she really does try to help. She does love her genuinely, so I feel very grateful for that. Anyway, okay. Oh, on Instagram today I posted a video of Bryony. Like, I rearranged the basement while the kids were playing a little bit, and Bryony was pushing this dollhouse around, so people were asking, where's that dollhouse from? It's a Melissa and Doug Dollhouse. So if you saw that and are interested, that's what it is. Okay. A bunch of you guys were asking about podcasts and books. So I thought we would share our screen and actually show you some of the books. I like prepared this ahead of time, and podcasts so you can get like a visual and see like what the covers look like, so you guys can go to buy them, because we're super into like personal development and stuff like that. And so I wanted to share some of the books and podcasts. So I'm going to share a screen. Hopefully this works okay. Which one is it? This one. Okay.
Yep.
Hopefully this works. Okay. Looks like it's working. Let me just make sure. Can you guys see that okay? Can you see our screen? Why does it look small here? Is that normal?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Can you guys see the screen? Where's our chat box?
There.
Okay. Anyway, okay. So I'm just going to share some of the books and podcasts that we have loved. So I just finished this Cultivate by Laura Casey. I read her first book. I think it was called Make It Happen. And I like this one even better. I just thought it was an amazing book, like about faith and I don't know, just finding your purpose and your worth. And it's all from a gardening perspective. And I just love the metaphor throughout. It was beautiful. Lots of really good stories. Highly recommend it. Other book I read recently-ish was The Millionaire Fast Lane. Now, don't like just see it and be like, oh, millionaire. To me, it was a really good business book. Think if you are into like business at all.
It's also like changing your mindset too.
Yeah, it's a lot about mindset and thinking about like the differences between the poor, the middle class, and the wealthy and successful. You could even think about it like that, like the non-successful, the middle of the road, and the successful, and how the way they live and their thoughts are different. And I really, really like this. It was a really good book about like passive income, if you guys are into that at all. And just like diversifying, what you do and how you make money. I really, really liked it. I thought it was a really good read. The Compound Effect as well. Oh, I don't think I brought up the Slight Edge. So this is the Compound Effect. The Slight Edge is very similar. And the Slight Edge is my all-time favorite book that I recommend. You guys have probably heard me talk about it a million times. But it's just such a good book about little habits adding up over time to change your life, and how it's not about these giant things you do to be successful and to change. It's about the little tiny things you do every day. And I read this along with The Miracle Morning, and truly they changed my life. They helped me overcome postpartum depression. Such good reads, and it's just they make so much sense. So I'd highly recommend those. Okay, people are seeing it. Okay. 12-week year. I read this at the end of the year last, 2017, and I really, really like it. It's a lot about like goal setting and how to do what you would do in a whole year in 12 weeks, and how to like track it and stuff like that. So I was doing these rhythm registers that I got the idea of from this and the Compound Effect. And so if you've seen my vision binder video, this is where I got the idea from. I think it's a great, great book. I'd highly recommend it to anybody who wants to, achieve any kind of goal in their life, whatever it may be. The Miracle Morning, obviously, if you guys haven't read that, you need to go read it. That's why I get up so early. Oh, I did get the Slight Edge out. Okay, Slight Edge. And then this Essentialism book I think is really good, especially for us busy moms. It's all about like only doing the things that really matter and why that's important and how to say no. And it gives a lot of good examples and just, helps people on the road to success and productivity and, having a good quality of life. 5-Second Rule is another one by Mel Robbins. Definitely would recommend that.
Book too.
Yep.
Just
the audiobook.
That woman on all social media, guys.
Yeah.
Just seriously.
And I would read the 5-Second Rule. Here, I'll show you guys what that one looks like. I would read the 5-Second Rule. I would do the audiobook of it.
The audiobook is the best because
she's so funny and real.
And she you can hear her like coughing, restarting, whereas everybody's like so like clean and like professional. Yeah. She's like, it doesn't matter. I love it. It's great.
It was really, really good. Okay, and then the Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, a lot like that Millionaire Fast Lane, This one is all about mindset. I've been reading a lot about mindset and trying to like fix my mindset so I'm not in this like anxiety mindset. I'm in like a success abundance mindset. And so this book was really, really good about that. It's basically talking, learning the secrets of the really successful people and what they do in their mind to become those people. So I really like this one. San listened to some of the audiobook.
I haven't had a chance to finish it yet.
Yeah, but very good. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
moving. Let's just see what you guys are saying before. Okay, so moving on to podcasts, because a lot of you guys were interested in that. I just started listening to this one. I really, really love this. It's the Mind Your Business podcast. It's about business. So if you're not into business, you probably wouldn't want to listen to this one, but this kind of ties in the business principles as well as what I've been trying to learn about, mindset and your attitude and your thoughts and all of that kind of stuff. So I really, really like this. I listen to it in the shower a lot. I just like doing that. But another one I really love, I've been following her now for a few months. I absolutely love her stuff. Manifestation Babe. She talks a lot about law of attraction and mindset. And I don't know, it's really cool because you follow her journey, following these principles and what it's done in her life. She just got married, went on her honeymoon. Just very good real life applications. I'm doing like a meditation from her right now in the mornings. Really, really cool. Don't want to get too much into it because I feel weird talking about that stuff. But another one I found recently that I really love is Project Me with Tiffany. This is a really good one as well for business-oriented people and women in particular. She talks a lot about vision boarding and, principles for success and interviews people. Really like her podcast. Terry Savelle Foy is another one. She's on YouTube as well. She is a Christian who does videos about the law of attraction and mindset and from a biblical perspective. So I really, really love her. Just very motivating. And I just ordered one of her books as well. Do you want to talk about Side Hustle School?
Side Hustle School is a almost daily podcast. He talks about like small startups that like eventually blew up and like they're making like, extra money, doing their side hustle.
Just a few hundred.
Just to make extra cash, to make ends meet or just to fund something else or whatever. But this is a really good one. It's motivating both of us in a lot of ways. We have a lot of ideas, just kind of stuff like that. So
and they're all really short, like 10 minutes, and they're all just different things people did to make money on the side and what you can learn from them. It's it's just a fun one to listen to. And he's a really
you can literally listen to like a lot of them in a huge long car ride or something like that.
Or if you're just like doing a quick errand, you could just listen to one. It's just really inspiring and gives you a lot of good ideas. And he also has a book. The Boss Mom podcast, and not all of these do I listen to every week, guys. I don't have time for that. But when I'm like doing something and I want to listen, these are the ones I typically go to for like productivity, success, mindset, and business. So I really love her because it's about moms who enjoy business. So I don't think there's a lot to say about that. She interviews a lot of moms, gives a lot of good tips about balance and work and life, like I talk about. And I really, really love it. Stan will talk about School of Greatness.
School of Greatness is by Lewis Howes. He is a former pro athlete. Now he's like a lifestyle entrepreneur. He interviews a lot of people, and he asks them like, "What is your definition of greatness?" And he like, I don't know. I can't even begin to describe it. He is a fantastic interviewer.
Yeah,
you'll hear that.
Great
speaker. He has like the Summit of Greatness every year, where he brings all these people like Mel Robbins to it, and she attends and speaks there. So. Really recommend that one.
Yeah, this is great, not for even business people, just people in general who want to take their life to the next level. It's just a lot of good tips and stuff for life. And then my last one is the Chalene Show. Chalene Johnson, if you guys aren't familiar, she's was a Beachbody coach from she did PiYo and
is it Turbo Jam?
Yeah, Turbo Jam.
The original Turbo, back in the 90s.
So she's like big into fitness and she also is big into business. So she does a lot of stuff like that. But she also does a lot. Her Chalene Show is more just about like life and success in your life. And then she also has one called Build Your Tribe, which is more about business and having a following and stuff like that. So did you have any you wanted to add?
They said the Christian podcast. I would recommend. Oh wait, let me grab my phone.
Oh, got here. We'll get back on so you guys can see us. How do I do that?
Only one, I guess. Elevation Church podcast.
Oops, did I do this right? Okay, here we go. Yeah, Elevation Church. Let me get this all back so you guys can see us. Yeah, Elevation Church. We like Stephen Furtick.
That man is a fantastic
he's a really
speaker.
good speaker. I don't know. What are your guys' favorite Christian ones? Terry Savelle Foy is Christian, so I love that she's like taking what I'm learning about law of attraction and mindset and abundance mindset and stuff like that, and tying it to the Bible. And I've been reading the Bible and stuff has been popping out at me lately, which has been really, really cool. So yeah, let me know what books are your favorite when it comes to these topics, and what podcasts. And if you have books on parenting, I've been wanting to read ones about like stronger-willed children. I have a whole bunch of my Amazon. I just haven't gotten around to actually.
A lot of the things that Sarah struggles with, I personally don't, because I just realized that she's like under 5 or 4, whatever. She's 3. Is that we struggle with what do we do in X situation? What do we do with Y situation? At the end of the day, you do your damn best. And that's something that I think that you really struggle with, because Sarah's all about finding the answers. I need to find the answers for this, and then it's clear cut for me. This is what I do. However, parenting, there are no rules. There are no right. There are better ways than there are, you know what I mean? So it's like for her, that's like her biggest struggle. So yes, if there are any parenting books that could help her with that, do you agree? I mean,
totally. Yeah. I often am like, why hasn't this
phase ended
issue changed?
Right.
And like sometimes it'll get better and then it'll go down again.
And then
I'm just like,
that's kind of like the roller coaster of parenting, and that's hard for her to really come to terms with.
Yeah, and it's just it's really hard sometimes. Okay. This was a really good question.
You want me to read it? It's a question for me.
Yeah. Oh, is there one for you?
Yeah, right there. I highlighted it.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Because we covered that one.
Yeah, okay.
So, hi, Sarah and San. This question is for San. Who are some chefs you take inspiration from or really look up to? My son is 12, and has always dreamed of being a chef on a cruise ship, to be specific. I know he loves Gordon Ramsay. And just wondering what chefs inspire you. So back when the Food Network blew up, I really love AC Cakes, Duff, I think Gold something. I really liked Rachel Ray. Don't care what you guys say, she's awesome. Jada De Laurentiis, Ina Garden, Butter Queen Paula Deen. I don't know.
Alton Brown.
Alton Brown was probably one of them. Yeah, I met him. I met Duff. I saw Sandra Lee off in the distance.
Yeah.
But let's see, what's that? Who do I really look up to? I mean, honestly, like I looked
Anthony Bourdain.
Anthony Bourdain, I really looked up to. Rest in peace. As outspoken as he was, that man had a way of describing the food, the experiences, and he had the dream job, or he really did. Other than that, like my current chef right now inspires me to be a better chef, to be a better manager, and I hope to be like him one day, honestly. Other than that, cruise ship, that'd be a good solid gig for a few months out of the year. But honestly, if he's looking for something that's stable, that it can give you a consistent hours, benefit package, which all adults want, right? I hope so. Is honestly looking to the hotel industry.
Yeah.
I have been in it going on almost 10 years.
Wow.
Almost 10 years now.
Oh my god.
My last job had lasted about 4 years, and I'm going on 5 years at my current job.
Okay.
But 10 years in the hotel industry, and if you find a good company, they'll take care of you.
Yeah.
And have great rewards behind it too.
Yeah, I do agree with that.
And want to promote within, and et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Just kind of switching gears, but similar, because we'll talk about a couple people asked about teaching and daycare. Somebody asked, where did it go? What made you decide to do at-home daycare instead of your teaching job? I would think the teaching job would be easier. Are you going to go back to teaching when the kids are bigger? And then somebody else said, oh, did I write it down? I thought I did. Oh, I know you were a former teacher prior to opening up your business as a childcare provider. Have you found the transition to be less stressful, the same amount of stress, or more stressful? Okay, so just to preface my answer, I was a teacher before I had children, not for very long, because I realized I don't know how I'm ever going to do this and be a mom. I was a middle school English teacher, and at least where I was working, I literally was working 24/7 every weekend, all the time, grading papers. And I was just like, I'm barely making any money. I get horrible benefits for the job, where I was at. And I'm working all the time. Like, why am I doing this? And we wanted a family. And I was like, I don't even know how we're going to afford daycare with this job. Plus, when am I ever going to see my kids? And so I've nannied, and then, once we had Celia, I started the daycare because I wanted to be with my children. I wanted to, make a decent living, and I liked being my own boss. So for me, the negatives were outweighed by the benefits. If I were a teacher now, I will say I think it would be easier in some ways because when I would be at work, I would be working. Not to say when you're a mom, you're always a mom, but I wouldn't have my children literally underfoot all the time. And so I think that is one really hard thing about daycare, but also a benefit at the same time. Like, I'm with my kids, but I'm also with my kids, and I'm doing a job for these parents and having to deal with my children, and it can be really hard. But on the flip side, like, I don't have to, I mean, I do have paperwork I have to do, so I can't say I don't take work home, but it's different. I don't know. They're so different. Honestly, like working outside the home versus being a daycare provider inside your home there's so many differences if you're a parent, that it's really hard to compare the two. I don't know, and I didn't do both as a parent. I only did daycare as a parent, so I don't know. I don't know if that was helpful at all, but okay. Couple more questions.
A lot of them are the same.
Okay. Okay, somebody asks, kind of switching to daycare mode now. How do you manage preschool time when the younger ones are screaming and demanding attention? So right now with the group I have, my littlest ones who would scream during that time are napping during preschool time. So I've worked super hard to get them sleeping from 8:30 to 9:30, and they're on that routine. I lay them down, they're out, 9:30, get them up, and we're done with preschool time at that time. I am kind of dreading next fall when Bryony she'll be almost 2 though. So I feel like hopefully she could kind of join us and she won't be like cutting her limbs off or eating glue. But knowing this child, I'm not so sure because right now I'm like, I just can't even imagine her in like 7-8 months. But hopefully, she'll have some more self-control and self-regulation skills by then, but we'll see. But if she is kind of like screaming during that time, I plan to like have a high chair out and give her a snack or something. And I've dealt with this in the past, and it was really, really hard. That's why I decided to do this whole nap thing. But the younger ones, you try to give them something, you try to get them involved in some way. But it is hard. I don't know. And it really just depends on your group. I don't know, but that's what I do. How many paid days off do you take a year? I do 15 days, and then I think it's like 9 holidays. But then I have some unpaid days in there as well. How do you balance your own children with daycare? I did a whole video on this, and I can give all the advice I want, but I still struggle with it too, you guys. It's not like I have it figured out. My biggest tips are if you can find a way to have your child go somewhere else for a few hours, couple days a week. I think it's so good for both of you. Celia goes to preschool 3 mornings a week. I just signed her up for the same thing in the fall, in the morning, so that she can go get out of a stressful situation for her, having to share her mom and kids, and go do her own big kid thing and ride the bus and learn with other kids and have her own experiences, and not feel like she is like surrounded by these kids in her home all the time. And I get a break from the behaviors, you know, and I hate admitting it, but it's the truth. Like, it's good for both of us. Interested to see how this summer goes when she's here 5 days a week in the morning, but you know, we'll deal. She's my child, you know, we'll figure it out. But I'd highly recommend doing that, or like doing a swap with another provider if you can, like swap children like 2 days a week. They give you one of theirs and you give them one of yours. And I think it's good. It's good for them. And then what was my other tip? Try to build in special time with them during the day. Celia and I have like a few minutes of her and I reading together before nap after I've laid all the other kids down. And I think it fills her cup up a little bit. I cuddle her throughout the day if she needs it, because I am her mom and she has different needs than the other kids, in some ways. So yeah, do you have to get going right now?
Yep, gotta go
right now.
Well, it's 7:45.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
So I probably should.
Okay, I'll keep answering a few.
See you guys later.
Okay. Let's see. Let me see. Let me just read some of the comments. Which one? Answer it? Oh, we did. Oh yeah. Karina, we answered that. So if you didn't see it, watch back on the replay about your son wanting to be a chef. Stan just answered that a little bit. Let's see. Lisa, I'm glad my videos have been helpful. That's the whole goal. If you guys really want to know, like, in my heart of hearts, and I hope this comes across on our channel, I have such a passion for empathizing with and helping in whatever way I can working moms. Not to say I don't have a heart for stay-at-home moms, but I remember vividly when I was teaching still, and I was in our apartment, and I remember just thinking about the moms, and literally was on the floor in fetal position crying, just thinking about all the moms who desire to be home with their kids full time but can't afford it. And we are in that same boat. Like, I am with my children, but I have to work at the same time. And I just remember just this like sadness of like, we've come so far as a country to have women's rights, but now we're in this position where many families would love in some ways to be in the more traditional roles of the wife at home and the husband going to work, but they can't afford it. And I just have this passion inside of me to help in whatever way I can those moms, to balance it all and to give encouragement and inspiration and to share my own struggles and identify with people, because I know as a working mom that it can be isolating. You can feel guilty. You can wonder, like, why am I doing this? Or, you know, how could I do this better? And so that's really what our channel is all about, Work Life Glue. So yeah, it just means a lot to me. And I know I'm not an expert in all this stuff, and I know I'm not perfect and I have my own struggles, but I just hope you guys can see my heart in all of that, and that's my goal with it all. Let's see. We have a group of kids that struggle with indoor voices. How do you curb kids yelling? Oh, yeah, it's hard. What I've done, instead of saying inside voices, I think I learned this in a training. We periodically will talk about the number of voices. So a 0 voice is silent, and a 5 voice is as loud as you. And then we go through together and learn what the other ones are. And an inside voice is a 3 or below, and a 4 and a 5 are outside voices. So 5 is screaming, 4 is a little lower, 3 is like, you know, as loud as you should really be inside, 2 is a little quieter, 1 is whispering, and then 0 is silent. So when you go through and actually do that with the kids, then when I say, oh, Julie, that was a level 4 voice. Make sure you only use a level 3 voice when you're inside. It kind of helps them see like what that actually means versus outside voice, inside voice, when you actually like have them practice it and then like label the voice they're using and then tell them the voice you want. Is it a perfect system? No, but it does help. And if a child really needs to scream, I have them go into the bathroom or into a pillow. Celia, sometimes she likes to scream, and I like, if you really think you need to scream right now, go into your pillow or go into the bathroom. So yeah. I'm a childcare provider considering longer hours for my program. How many hours and days are you open? And how do you have time to work on your business, YouTube, and take care of family too? Okay, so yeah, I'm open 7 to 5, Monday through Friday. So I'm open 50 hours a week. I know some people do longer, some people do shorter. For me, that is as long as I can handle. It gets to be too long otherwise. Just, balancing everything. How do I balance it all? I talk a lot about that on my channel, so I have a lot of videos on that, but let's see. I try to do as much daycare stuff during daycare hours, meaning like steam mopping. I do that while they're doing a dance party after lunch or during nap. I always clean up the kitchen after meals. I do laundry during daycare because a lot of our laundry is daycare laundry, which is the towels. And I work it in to be dealing with it either during nap or when they're playing really nice. I will fold laundry during our like free play time. I work on newsletters and taxes and all that during nap. And I've actually started implementing 4 unpaid days for record keeping because I just have not been staying on top of it. So that's something new I'm doing this year. I felt really guilty about it, but I just know I need something to give here or there. What else? YouTube, I get up really early and I maximize Saturdays during nap when my kids are sleeping. Am I doing a lot? Yes. I mean, we all are, but I have goals and I have a big why. I don't plan to do this forever, but for right now, that's what I do. But yeah, I don't know. It's hard. I obviously can't make that decision for you to go longer, but I would say if you do go longer, parents would have to understand that there will be things that you're doing with the kids around because it's just not feasible to try to fit all the extra stuff in during your off time. You'll burn out. I'm an in-home daycare provider and was wondering what you would do about a child being dropped off late or not showing at all without being notified. I've heard other providers, and I've done this in the summertime. I've had parents, especially in the summertime, who, their hours, or they might have been going to school and then we're just working part-time during the summer, or what have you, different situations. And I wouldn't know for sure when they were coming, or they would tell me a certain time but wouldn't come. And in the summers, we're on the go. We go to the parks. We, go on walks. And so I would leave, I would be like, hey, we're going for a walk. Come find us when you're ready. I used to wait for them, but it's not really fair to my other kids. And it's not really fair to me to be waiting around for parents when they're not sticking to what they told me. So we would leave and they would have to come find us. And usually, if they can't find you and then they're late for work or something because they weren't following their timeline, it probably will stop. But if that's not an option for you, I don't know, you could impose a fee. You could impose parents can only drop off until 9 a.m. and after that they can't come. I've heard of providers doing that. That might be something you have to do. You could do a written warning and explain, like, my whole day gets off if they're not here, and then they miss this and they're upset they missed the craft and this, that, and the other thing. Those are just some ideas. If you guys have any ideas, drop them in the comments. What would you do if a parent dropped off late or didn't show up at all without being notified? That would really bother me. And especially the not being notified part, because we've all heard those stories of children being left in cars and overheating or freezing and parents forgetting they were there. And so as a provider, if a child isn't there within like 10 minutes, 15 minutes of their normal time, if they're like usually always at that time, I will be texting the parents. If it's like half an hour, I would be calling the parents because I want to make sure that child is okay. And I also want to know, like, okay, my whole day is affected by when the kids arrive. So I want to know what's happening. Um, yeah, I don't know. That's really hard, but I would try to explain why it's such a big deal and have some kind of consequence, whether it's they have to come find you or whatever it may be. That may be the route you need to go. Um, Tracy asked, do your parents get upset when you take sick days? As far as I know, no, nobody's ever said anything. When it comes to sick days, it's like, what am I supposed to do? Like I don't charge for sick days personally. Yes, it sucks. It really sucks for me because I lose income and I don't get to work and I have to sanitize everything and either I'm sick or my kids are sick and I still have to watch my kids. So if a parent ever complained to me, I'd be like, I really don't know who has the short end of the stick here because it really sucks on my end too. Um, but nobody's ever said anything, thankfully. I have actually had a family bring me soup before, which was the sweetest thing. So, do they love it when you're sick and have to close? No, but that is one of the realities that they're going to have to face. Just like if they're sick and have to call into work or their kid is sick, like I'm a mom first and I'm a human first and I can't adequately watch 8 to 10 children if I'm throwing up or literally can't get out of bed and it's not, good to be spreading that around. So anyway, off my soapbox. Just want to make sure okay. Haley asked, what are your tips for a screaming baby 7 months old who wants to be held and struggles to stay on a consistent nap schedule? I've talked about this a lot. Our parents following the same sleep schedule, the same sleep routine, the same sleep setting, like environment that you are they holding their baby all the time? I go over this in great detail before families enroll with an infant, and I have a whole sheet I give. I have a video on it if you guys want to look for it. It's like preparing your infant for daycare, and I think I linked to the PDF in that. If a family is not trying to mimic what I'm doing at home, they're going to be finding new daycare because it's not fair to that baby. It's not fair to me. It's not fair to the other children having to listen to that baby scream because, they are used to nursing to sleep at home or they won't take a bottle or they need to be held all day because they're held all day at home. It just can't fly. If a parent enrolls in daycare, they have to be willing to follow what has to happen because you are not their parent. You can't nurse them. You can't, do all those things. And that's just one of the realities of daycare. It's hard, but if they really want their baby to be happy at daycare, they have to follow the same things. Now, if without a doubt the parents are really working on it and they are doing the same things and it's just a fussy baby, I'd stick it out and just keep doing what you're doing and try not to let it get to you. I have dealt with this and it was really, really hard, but the baby did eventually get on a schedule. I've dealt with it with toddlers before too, who stayed with mom until like 15 months old and then started with me. And it was a lot of screaming with their arms up like this. And Celia was the exact same age. And I wasn't holding her. I wasn't going to be holding the other one all day. And so I would wait until that toddler put their arms down. And then I would pick her up and say, thank you for waiting. Thank you for being calm. And I would give her some love and then I'd put her down. And sometimes they would repeat, but I can't set that standard that I'm going to hold one child all day. I don't hug my own children all day. I don't hold the infants all day. Like they all need time and space on their own. I cuddle all of them throughout the day. But anyway, sorry, getting on my little soapbox here. Okay. I think, guys, I'm going to wrap it up soon, but I had a couple questions for you, so hopefully you guys can stay on and answer them before Celia gets home and we have to like do the whole bedtime thing. But I wanted to know some feedback from you guys who are loyal subscribers and viewers and glue sticks. I am trying to plan my calendar for the next few months. I want to know what daycare specific videos you guys want to see and what non-daycare videos you want to see. So, oops, sorry guys. So what are some topics I haven't covered in a daycare day video or that I've, mentioned, but you want to follow up on them? I'm going to write these down. So I'd really love some comments on what you guys like. I just filmed a day in the life that's coming up soon. I have a baby proofing video, products video. What else do I have planned? Oh gosh, sorry guys. Ah! Oh geez, now I'm not gonna be able to get it back. Okay, I'm trying to see my calendar. Okay, never mind. Can't check the calendar because I knocked this thing off. So yeah, I have a bunch of videos planned. I have a vision board video. I'm going to do an updated Miracle Morning video. So let me know what are some other videos that you guys would like to see, like on Tuesday, Friday, or Sunday. We have been doing the weekly prep videos, like our weekend in the life, I guess, showing like what we do on the weekends, and what we do to prepare for the week. So we'll continue doing those. I do like them. Nancy said, oh gosh, sorry guys. I'm so sorry. Ah! Okay, I can't move the desk, so I'm gonna write like this, and I'm writing upside down. Okay. Preschool curriculum activities. Okay. Becky likes the day in the life vlogs. Okay. Yep, I'm gonna be trying to do more of those as well. Yeah, keep those coming. And then I wanted to know if there's any on colic. Okay, colic. Yeah, and everybody's been asking me about screaming babies, so maybe I'll just do a whole video on that. Babies. Okay. Curriculum, indoor gross motor for cold, wet days. Fine motor. Okay. Indoor gross motor. That's good. Cold, wet days. Fine motor. Okay, grocery haul you liked. Circle time ideas, okay? Okay. Great, thank you guys. This is helpful. Okay, bedtime routine, vlogs. Okay. Sensory activities. Oh, they're home. Ah, they're home. Okay. I'm going to start wrapping this up. Like your working mom videos, meal prepping, time management, weekend prep. Hi, baby. Spiritual ones. Okay. Oh, gosh. This is great, you guys. Hi. Do you want to say hi to the camera? You want to come up here? You want to say hi? Okay. Here's Celia. Okay. And just a little sneak peek for you guys. Oh, gosh. A few of you have recommended some things that I could make and sell to you guys, digital products. And I've been working on something epic that is not only going to help me, I've been spending hours and hours on this, but something that I think will really help you guys, which will be coming out in some kind of updated video, some future video. Don't know when. I want it to be perfect before I release it, but I've been working on lots of different things that I think you guys would really love that I could help you in other ways, like things you could print, things you could use on your computer to help you, stuff like that. So be on the lookout for that. I really just am like, how could I serve you guys better beyond just videos? So those are things I've been thinking of. But I appreciate you all for being here. We love you guys. I will not be here. We will not be here next Wednesday. I had it wrong last time when I said that. And I think we might go down to just 2 of these a month, like every other week. I'll keep you guys posted, but it would be nice for Stan and I to get a little time together that's not aired publicly. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's the plan. I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being here and taking time out of your night. And I definitely will keep these suggestions in mind if you're watching the replay. Let me know what you guys want to see. But thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good night. You want to say bye? No? Okay. Bye, guys.